Arsenal's form in front of goal in 2024 has been nothing short of spectacular. During a run of 7 successive Premier League wins, 31 goals have been scored, an average of almost 4. Five goals per game. Their current league tally stands at 68, the most in the division and the most the Gunners have ever had at this stage of a campaign in the Premier League era.
And yet, less than 3 months ago, boss Mikel Arteta was under serious pressure to finally splash out on an elite number 9 to take the North London club to the next level. Concerns over FFP, having made a loss of £52 million in the 2022-23 financial year, ultimately had Arteta's hands tied in that respect.
One Premier League win in 4 over the Christmas period, scoring just 4 times in the process, fueled the doubters further, yet Arteta had faith in his wider squad to produce in 2024. Read more in FOOTBALLTUCH and Go. Thomas Tuchel would consider Chelsea return as fans say bring him home. Power up, get £40 in free football bet builder bets when you stake £10 with Paddy Power. Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, Leandro Trossard, Kai Havertz, Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard have all stood up in that time, nabbing 22 goals between them since January 1st.
In contrast, Arsenal's most identifiable frontman in Gabriel Jesus has scored just 4 Premier League goals this season, starting only 13 times due to recurring knee injuries. So, where do Arsenal stand on recruiting a striker this summer? Sporting director Edu spoke in February of the club's preparations in getting business done early when the window opens on June 14.
The Brazilian said, "I understand what the fans are asking for, but we already have our targets. Most read in football. Clever move. Watford sack Ismail as boss and give an ex-Man United star his first manager job. And the Red UTD's McTominay faces losing £1 million after investing in firm run by fiancés Dardare. You kidding? Ashley Young walks out of live TNT Sports interview after Lescott quip. More coming. Mourinho meets Newcastle chief at Saudi Arabia. GP is H's linked to Prem return. Cheltenham betting offers best free bet deals for the festival. We have planned ahead of what we're going to face.
I will be worried if we don't score a lot of goals and if we're not creating chances. It is the opposite because we are creating a lot and scoring a lot of goals. The plan is to try to get better every year.
We are in a good moment. Let's see if we can keep improving. Can you deal with that? Asks Thierry Henry as he pinpoints 6 fixtures that could derail Arsenal's title hopes. Ivan Toney. The answer: Brentford's Ivan Toney appears to the fan favourite to lead the line at Arsenal next season, and will grace the Emirates turf on Saturday for the Bees in their Premier League clash. The Gunners were linked with the England striker, 27, back in January following his return from an 8-month betting ban.
No bid was made, and there were 2 stumbling blocks in that respect. Firstly, Brentford were demanding at least £80 million up front with up to £20 million in add-ons. Arsenal's financial situation meant they were never going to match that, while they also had in mind the £27 million they still owe Brentford for the loan-to-buy deal for keeper David Raya. Brentford manager Thomas Frank has admitted Toney will leave in the summer,
but suggests the West Londoners will demand a record-tumbling fee for him. Toney will likely be on Arsenal's list come the summer, which is believed to not be a long one.
There will be money to spend, especially after a season in the Champions League. However, Sun Sport understands it is not a foregone conclusion that a bid for Toney will be made. There is no guarantee Arsenal will blow a huge chunk of their summer kitty on the player, despite their admiration for him, with other targets in different areas also being considered.
There is a recognition that a winger is needed to provide cover and competition, while another midfielder and an additional centre-back could also be brought in. And let's not forget the goalkeeper position, with current number 2 Aaron Ramsdale likely to ask to leave in the coming months, having been usurped by Raya.
Scouting for alternatives. Arsenal's scouts have been busy over the past few months, in particular looking at strikers across Europe's biggest leagues. Sporting Lisbon star Victor Gyökeres has been watched on several occasions, most recently last week during Sporting's 2-1 win over Benfica, in which the 25-year-old Swede scored.
The former Brighton and Coventry forward currently has 31 goals in 36 games in all competitions this season. There is a belief Sporting could be persuaded to accept a fee less than his £87 million release clause, as they have done with big departures in the past.
He may not be the club's first choice to bring in, but he is certainly an alternative that could be seen as better value for money, one that could be rotated in and out of the starting 11. RB Leipzig duo Xavi Simons and Benjamin Sesko, both 20, have also been scouted. Sesko is believed to have a £42 million release clause, while Simons is on loan from Paris Saint-Germain.
But given Arsenal's recent form, after midfielder Declan Rice insisted this week they do not need a number 9 to be successful, Arteta could turn his attention to a winger instead. Wolves' Pedro Neto, 23, is one of their top targets, despite the Portuguese star's injury record.
His 2 goals and 9 assists so far have also caught the eye of Liverpool. Neto is understood to have an £80 million valuation, with Wolves under less pressure to sell, having dodged FFP charges with several key sales last summer. Eddie Nketiah's future Arsenal will likely raise funds from several players this summer, such as keeper Ramsdale, who is linked to Chelsea and Newcastle.
However, backup striker Eddie Nketiah could be out the door too, having dramatically fallen down the pecking order under Arteta this season. Last campaign, during Arsenal's title run-in and Jesus' time on the sidelines, Nketiah stepped up, scoring 7 goals in all competitions between November and January.
However, it seems the 24-year-old is now not trusted to even be an impact player off the bench, with Havertz and Trossard preferred options. Nketiah has not started a game in all competitions since December 31, and has played just 79 minutes of football in the Prem since then.
Read more son STORIESMOTHERS ruin I loathe Mother's Day. I'd rather be alone than eat another burnt brekkie. Benefit boost him £4. £2K a year better off after realizing I could claim universal credit an unused sub with Arsenal 5-0 up at half-time away at Sheffield United on Monday night. Nketiah cut a downbeat figure leaving the stadium.
With 3 years left on his deal, Arsenal will demand a sizable fee that could go towards a replacement. The next few weeks could prove crucial in making Nketiah's mind up. Arsenal News Live, stay up to date with all the latest transfer news from the Emirates.